living a simple life, something out those aches and pains from working on the farm.
Hey guys, it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms here in the mountains, North Carolina. Today, it's time to upgrade the M.U.T.T. This upgrade is totally unnecessary, but totally cool. We're going to be putting a CB radio on this thing, and in part 2 of this, well, we'll go ahead and do some range tests. The M.U.T.T. multi-use tactical tractor, if you're not familiar with it, check out my other videos on it. It is a homemade creation using a $75 lawnmower or riding mower. I've modified it slightly, changed the gear ratio in the transmission, added some pretty aggressive snow tires in the front, some pretty aggressive ag tires in the rear, and did some other minor modifications, including this nice exhaust system and a custom throttle, and turned it into the poor man's ATV. These things are super useful on small farms. If you're a homesteader or thinking about becoming a homesteader, or just have an interest in creating something for yourself, these are really fun things to play with and very inexpensive, to be quite honest with you, to have as a toy, right? So anyway, back to what we're going to be doing this tonight. I have got this, and this I have created. This is just a piece of wood. You can see I've already attached this little bracket in here, but I'm going to be placing that right about there. Right? I'm going to put that there, and that is going to house this, which is, and I made another video on this, hopefully you watch that. If not, please feel free to try and find it. This is the Radio Shack TRC-422. This is the sports radio. These things are waterproof, water resistant probably is a more accurate term for it after all these years. But this is going to be permanently mounted here inside on this bracket. And that'll sit under here, and I'll probably have this maybe sitting here. And as you can see, I've already installed, hopefully you can see that, yeah. This is an old Radio Shack 4-foot fiberglass whip. And down the bottom here, there's this spring. And I'm not sure the spring's gonna work out. I've had it hooked up that way, it works fine for what I'm using, but I'm not sure that I can tune this antenna with that spring on there. So that'll be something I have to play with a little bit today to do it. But y'all requested it. Mower Junkie did this a couple years back, and I thought, hey, that's pretty darn cool. And I wanted to do it too, but I wanted to make sure that it was waterproof-ish, because the old M.U.T.T. sits outside and works outside an awful lot. And as a result, it gets wet a lot. So as the TRC-422 is mostly waterproof, this connector here is waterproof. You can see it's got some rather large heat sinks because there's no air hole vents on this. The speaker is here, but it faces down. So pretty cool little radio actually for what it is, and it does work. Same thing with a microphone, waterproof connector there. Everything is kind of sealed up. So this is just to keep it as clean as possible. So the first thing I'm going to need to do here is I'm going to position this exactly where I want it, and then I'm going to drill some holes to hold this in place. I'll slide my radio in there. My wiring I'm going to run down through here, through the side, over. One will go to the battery, and the cable there will go to the antenna. So let's see what we can do. All right, I'm just going to eyeball this, but I want it kind of centered. We can do our best here. I'll probably bring it right to the edge, like so. Oh, actually looks pretty darn good. All right, I'm going to mark that. And do the same thing here. And I'll do it on the inside. I want to know where to drill my holes so these screws go through. It might be a little hard to see, but that's about it. I want to drill a hole right there. Probably another one right there. I'll drill one right there. Probably another one right there. And that way I can put screws up through the bottom here to connect to this. So I got to drill some holes in the metal. I'll go grab some screws and drill bits, and we'll get started. All right, I don't want to get metal shavings down in the engine, so I'll pop this thing forward here. I guess I'll adjust the camera. Y'all can see that. But yeah, we'll drill some holes through here. Cool. Easy enough. All right, that should be it for the drilling. Leave that aside anyway. Okay, once I got my holes drilled here, I've got this ready to go. As you can see, I've got the mounting bracket for the CB radio already attached to that. And now it's just a matter of lining it up. I've got some really small screws I'm going to be sticking through here. I'll go ahead and you won't be able to see what I'm doing here, I guess, but I'm just going to be sticking those in there and running them through. Cool. There it is. All right, let's move on to installing a radio into that thing. All right, so when it comes to the radio, I've already got the little side mounts on here. I'm just going to slide it over the bracket, stick my finger in there and tighten it down. This gets kind of fed through the back. We'll figure out exactly how it gets routed here as soon as I figure out exactly how it's going to get routed here, because honestly, I don't really know. Hopefully we can figure it out. Cool. Just barely enough room with this little box that I made. And this is repurposed wood, obviously. I just had a can of, actually it was supposed to be flat black paint. And it looks to me like it's a little bit glossy, but it'll work. Oh man, it's tight. There we go. I may even take a piece of wood here and wedge it in the bottom just to hold it up so it keeps it. And in fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do. But in the meantime, I'll go ahead and stuff this through here. I'll figure out where exactly that's going to live in a second. All right, and I want to put my microphone, I don't know exactly where. I think right there is a good spot for it. So I'll probably drill and tap a spot here to put a mic holder. But for right now, I'll just leave that there. Let me get the camera over here so you can see what I'm looking at inside of this. Right, so there it is. It's going to live in here. I got to tighten this up a little bit more, but it's going to sit like that. It's hopefully keep most of the rain off of it. Again, it's waterproof, or at this age, probably water resistant. So between the two, hopefully that'll keep it from getting too messed up, and I'll hang that right there. Right, there we go. So we got that in there. Next thing I want to do is attach. I want to put this somewhere, so maybe like that. Let's see. Yeah, I think that'd be a good spot for it. So I'll make a few drawings here, maybe. There we go. And we'll drill some more holes. Cool. All right, awesome. So now I gotta go into my little parts bin and find some very tiny weeny little nuts and bolts here to hold that, because I want that. It's pretty close to where it sits on there. I don't want that intruding on that. So give me a second, we'll do that. Okay, so I've got two. I couldn't find a third one that small. That's a really small size bolt, but that's all right. I got two of those with two nuts. So I'm gonna slide those in there. Put some nuts on the other side, tighten it down. That'll definitely be enough to hold this in place. It's not like we're flying an airplane here. Uh-oh. Even with my glasses on, I have a hard time seeing stuff this small. Man, getting old sucks. All right, let's tighten that down. Cool. Awesome. Now we have a place to hold our mic. Very cool. All right, next up, we got to run this wire somewhere safely to the battery. Now I'm thinking not even. I think I'm just going to run it to the switch here. That should be plenty far enough, and it'll just barely, I think, if I run along this side, yeah, it'll reach even with this open. I just got to be careful that this doesn't get caught up when I close it. So I'm gonna have to probably zip tie it there, I imagine. Let's see what that would do. Yeah, that'll keep it away from dangerous things. So I'll put a zip tie right here to hold that. Okay, that way when we close this thing, all right, it won't get in the way. Check it out. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? All right, so before I run the power, I also want to get my my antenna cable. So let me fish that out, and we'll figure out how we're going to route both those over to the battery compartment, or to the ignition switch, and to the antenna. All right, as far as the antenna wiring is concerned, it's just got this, I don't know, let's see what brand this is. It's been a while. This is something I had sitting around here, probably Radio Shack. Yeah, Radio Shack wiring. And I don't even remember when I bought it or why I bought it, but it's pretty decent, and it's also got a good insulator on the ends here, so again, should remain fairly waterproof. And I'm just going to be fishing that through that hole right there, and I'll run it through here. We'll figure out where on the chassis it's going to be living here. We'll run that down through, and I'll go ahead and attach the other side to the radio. There we go. There we go. All right, so now I am ready to kind of tuck these two together, get them out of the way. Just don't want them touching the spinning part of the engine. So I think right there is a good place for another zip tie. Awesome. Right, a little hard for y'all to see it, but that's going to keep it there. We'll have this thing moving back together. This one's going up to here, so I'll route this one separately. In fact, I'm going to put it through there like so. Now I'm put on the inside of this. There we go. That looks really nice, actually. I'll put another zip tie on this little harness right here. All right, I hope y'all can see what I'm doing. Probably not very well, but yeah, sort of anyway. So I'm not getting exotic with this at all, man. I found a power supply that stays on all the time, and that is this connection right here. You can see the red and the white wire that are right there. So on the red one, I'm just going to Scotch lock it, and then it'll be my power. So Scotch locks, if you're not familiar with them, they're these very simple little, they're used, I think, mostly for trailer wiring, but I've found them to be very helpful. Usually I use something like this as a temporary measure. But they work fine for long-term measures. So you ride it through one, then you stick your power source in there, and then you use a pair of pliers there to just kind of squeeze down on the connection. If you do it right, there you go. That should now be connected to positive. In fact, if I turn this thing on, yeah, you can't hear it or see it yet, but the second I make a ground connection, I'm good to go. So all I have left then is to find a ground, and literally any one of these bolts, like this one right here, would make for a good ground. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this connector here off, add an eyelet, attach it to that 10 millimeter, and I have done with that. And it's just a matter of running this wire, which is the antenna wire. We're ready to play with this thing. Not very complicated as far as the install. Certainly kind of fun, to be honest with you. I love doing stuff like this, just for the fun of it. You know, is this a very useful thing? Well, actually, it could be. If I leave the radio on here at the shop, my wife is out on the farm working, or vice versa, yeah, we can communicate with each other, and I don't have to carry walkie-talkies as long as I have this out here. CB works great for that. All right, give me 1 second. All right, found a little connector. Man, I've got a lot of connectors here, stockpiled over the many years I've been in this industry working on cars. If you're going to do this stuff for people, although the more modern the car, the less often you have these old school wiring problems. Nowadays, most of the problems you're going to run into with cars anyway are related to CAN bus issues, networking issues. So you still have wires that go bad, but rarely will you make a repair like that. But it sure is nice to have the right equipment and tools necessary to do something like that. I'll move the camera over to the other side so you can see, but there's a bolt right there. Yeah, maybe you can see it. Hopefully you can, but yeah, see. Yeah, right there, you can see it. All right, I'm just gonna take that. That's just a cover bolt. I'm just gonna remove it, but the whole engine is a ground. So I'll release that if I can get it out of there easy enough. I honestly feel like one of the hardest parts of this job is going to be finding a routing for, you saw that spark. The radio springs to life. All right, let me tighten that back down. I think it's going to be difficult finding a good safe routing for the antenna cable that's not going to interfere with idler pulleys or the transmission or the cooling fan or any of that stuff. So. All right, let me see what I can come up with. I'll tuck this wire in here. All that fits pretty good. We're going to be ready to try this thing out. All right, so a little hard to see, in fact, impossible to see, but the cabling here for the antenna came down, ran along the frame, up over the chassis here, and across over through the battery box, basically, to the other side where the antenna is. It's not touching any of the shifting equipment, any of the belts, pulleys, that kind of stuff, which was a big concern. So it's time to roll this thing outside and see if we can check the SWRs. Now look, you need a ground plane for a good SWR, and this little mutt doesn't have a lot of ground to plane with. Okay, so I'm not expecting spectacular numbers, but I do want to make sure that just keying it up is not going to destroy it. And I want the signal to get out as good as I can. So I will go ahead and adjust the SWR and we'll wrap it up with that. Let's push this thing outside and see what we can find. All right, it's time. I've got this set to channel 20 and I've calibrated it. I want to see what my SWR is. I'm a little worried about it. Woo. Right before the red, I hope that shows up. It is at like 2.99. So not something you'd want to spend hours chatting on, but good enough, right? And it works. So I guess I'll wrap this video up with this. I'll put the camera in the base station and I will key up on, we'll make it channel 19 and see how it works.
How about you, Mud? How about you, Mud? This is the initial test. Let's see how that audio sounds on the Mud from the base right here at Farpoint Farms. How about you, base? How about you, base? This is the Mutt trying for you right here at Farpoint Farms. How about you, base? This is the sound and quality test. Hopefully this thing's working okay. And that'll do it for today. I'll see y'all next time. Take care.
Well, that'll do it for part one here. This is it. We've got the CB radio installed on the M.U.T.T, and I can't wait to do some range tests. Of course, it'll have to wait for better weather. In the spring, I intend to take this thing camping, and we'll go on up into the mountains here and take some of the old trails that exist and see just how well the M.U.T.T does when talking to base. Till next time, my friends, take care.